bike on the road. I can then on a truck on the way here.
Well, as the sign says, today we're at Wembley Cycles, and you might be thinking, why are you at a bike shop? Well, this is different. This is a bike shop with a cafe, and it's quite smart. And I met the owner last year at Cape to Cape. He came and sat at our table and had a couple of beers, and we got to talk about business and stuff. And we're going to have a look at Jai Hindley's bike because, well, one of them's actually in the shop at the moment on display, and it's a bike he won the Giro on last year, which is quite impressive. Now, on this particular day, I'd gone up to Ruislip Street to have a look at how the construction was going, and I'll do a separate video on that at some other time. And then I decided to go to the beach, but got attacked by a wattle bird. This was a day later when I was out riding with a mate of mine, and thankfully the bird attacked him rather than me. And just thought, oh, God, it's one of those days, it's not going well. Stuff it, I'm going to turn around, find somewhere to have a coffee and go home. And decided I would pop into Wembley Cycles because it was reasonably close by. And I'd actually been here to buy some bits and pieces for the bike, but never stopped for a coffee. I just had a look at the little cafe set up last time I was here. Thought, yeah, one day I'm going to come back. Well, that day has come, and here I am. It's on a pretty busy street, Cambridge Street. So, not the greatest place to cycle to unless you come along a back street. And they've got a couple of tables and chairs out the front. And this is what I really liked. They close at 2-ish. And I got there about 10 past 2 thinking, oh, crikey, they'll probably shut at 2. They're going to be closed, won't be able to get a coffee. Nope, they were still open because it was 2-ish. It's a very impressive store. It's beautifully laid out. It looks fantastic. They've got lots of nice kit. There's another customer eyeing off Jai's bike, and you can see the cafe there in the background. So the cafe's right there at the front door, essentially. And I think it's there, so if you're maybe getting a quick service done on your bike, you can stop and have a coffee. And I had a coffee and a really, really good chocolate and berry slice. It was fantastic. And it wasn't too bad sitting outside, even though it was a little bit busy. They're quite sensible. They've got the world's most uncomfortable chairs. These are horrible to sit in, and I think the idea is that you don't hang around. I mean, you might get there at 2-ish, but you're going to leave at 2:15-ish because your bum's getting a bit sore sitting on those chairs. So, yeah, good shop to visit. You can see Jai's bike, which is, pink, nice, and all the rest of it. But what you might have noticed is whilst they've got bikes parked out the front for sale, there is absolutely no bike parking here. It might seem a little bit strange, but I suspect the deal is most people that are coming here on a bike are probably bringing their bike in to get serviced or fitted or something like that, and so they're taking their bike straight out to the workshop out the back. They don't really think people are going to drop in and buy some brake pads or some gels or a CO2 cartridge or something like that, and they're actually shopping, and they're going to want to park their bike in a rack out the front, lock it up, not bring it into the shop and clutter up the shop. So I think it would be very sensible if these guys actually put a rack out the front so you didn't have to wedge your bike in there. Or, these chairs, you could actually just flip those chairs over and bolt them to the ground. That'd probably make good bike racks too. Anyway, the coffee shop, yeah, good coffee, good food. Look, it's not a fancy place. It just does kind of snacks and nibbles, like muffins and banana bread and a sandwich, that kind of thing. But, yeah, really friendly service. You'd probably be tempted to buy another bike while you're there, which is probably the whole idea of it. And but would I make this a regular stop? No. But otherwise, it's perfectly good.